Takuma Inoue is now officially his own man. He has stepped out of Naoya Inoue's shadow. Takuma Inoue, champion again. There we go. The guy is a world class fighter. He's absolutely unreal. Started slow, Takuma Inoue did, but he built his way into the fight and he won a very convincing unanimous decision there, in my opinion. Footwork was a real help for Takuma Inoue, and it really helped him guide his way to a victory in this fight against Tenshin. Um, I think Tenshin started well with that southpaw left hand. He was really tagging Inoue with it, really tagging him, knocking his head back quite a bit. But Takuma Inoue always kept on coming forward and always kept on standing his ground and worked angles very nicely. And I've seen people calling for Takuma Inoue versus Bam, and it's a fantastic fight. Footwork, honestly, would be class to watch in that fight. Angles would be class to watch, to be honest. And that'd be a fight which just shows Takuma Inoue. It's just, you don't even put his name in the same sentence as Naoya. He's his own guy. He's his own guy now. And if he takes a ban fight, then you don't put their names, you don't keep on putting his name on in the same sentence as him. You just know him as Takuma Inoue. And I think that'd be what happens if you fight Bam, especially. But I feel like today that has already happened now. We need to know Takuma Inoue as Takuma Inoue, not just Naoya Inoue's brother. That's what I'm trying to say. I think Takuma Inoue is just his own talent. These Japanese guys just have a different level kind of pace as well. They're all just ridiculously quick. It's always good seeing two Japanese guys go at it as well. It showed in that fight because the pace that they just fought at was just unbelievable to watch for 12 rounds. But Takuma Inoue controlling it and working his angles well, picking his shots well, and I think he did very, very, very well against the Southpaw and shutting down. I think Takuma Inoue did very well. Didn't lose the footwork battle at all. Takuma Inoue dominated that footwork battle. It was unreal to see. You don't really see someone dance around Southpaws like what Takuma Inoue was able to do against Tenshin there. You don't normally see it. He danced around him really, completely outboxed him, completely outworked him, and was very comfortable in there. That's why Takuma Inoue is his own guy now. He is his own guy. He's not just Naoya Inoue's brother. Um, he can't just be known as that now. Many people are like, oh, Inoue's brother's fighting today. Now it's all Takuma Inoue is fighting today. Takuma Inoue has just won this fight. Not Naoya Inoue's brother has just won. Takuma Inoue has won. And yeah, it's class out. The Inoue family though, let's be real, absolutely class. They're just different level talents. They're different level talents, the Inoue family. Jesus Christ. Yeah, brilliant to be honest from Takuma Inoue. The chap is very good, and the way he's able to make his adjustments as well, thinking about it, thinking and thinking, processing Tenshin Natsuwa really early on, um, and managed to come back and really after getting tagged a lot, especially in the first and second round, he got tagged quite a bit. He was getting that head snap back, but round by round, round 3 and 4, you can really start to see a bit more of a turning point. Tenshin looked good early on again, using that southpaw left hand, controlling it, using that speed. But then when Takuma Inoue started throwing more combinations, started putting more and more shots together, more variety, that's when it became a big problem for Naxu. It became a big problem for Tenshin when Takuma Inoue was putting those shots together, going to the body, just mixing some great shots upstairs, and the pace just got different from Inoue. When he got his footwork going, his angle changes. Tenshin, he was always one step ahead of him. Inoue was always one step ahead of Tenshin when he really got that footwork going. Again, that's a big thing that won him the fight. That's a big thing that won him the fight. Always a step ahead. Use that boxing IQ, was always one step ahead of him. And it really helps that you've got Naoya Inoue in your corner as well, of course. Yeah, but he can see things that literally so many bloody people can't see. But Takuma, as we know, can now as well. He's not just Inoue's brother. Um, yeah, I think it was just a very smart all round performance from him. A very smart all round performance. I think he hits harder than what his record suggests as well. He was tagging Tension and, really making him think after he was tagging with some combos. I feel like it's just, he just hit him with so many shots that you just couldn't see it. He just always kept Tension on his toes. He didn't know what was coming at him. He was very good at doubling up, tripling up his attacks. Takuma in a way, that's always what he's able to do, though. He's just got ridiculous footwork and just changes the angles very nicely with it as well. He's a very good flashy fighter. More people need to know the name. More people need to know the name of Takuma Inoue because he's very good to watch. He's very fun to watch. He's got a very nice style to look at. And yeah, he needs more credit. That was a very, very, very good top level performance that we saw from Takuma Inoue. A real good top level performance. But Tenshin did himself well as well. I mean, look at how much he's improved boxing wise since that, Mayweather exhibition. Honestly, he's improved a lot boxing wise, as we know. He's now a world level fighter, but Takuma Inoue is his own man. Takuma Inoue, absolutely class today. Honestly, he's out the shadow. He's out the shadow now.